Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail, hail from all of us. Good evening and welcome along to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's that Friday feeling, and it's the start of the post-match split as Celtic take on Dundee, next up in the Scottish Premiership League title chase. But before we get to all that, it's my good man, Mr. Ryan Clifford, that's joining me this evening. He's smiling. That must mean he's had a good day. And that he's had a few more subs with his half 10 show. Before we get into it, mate, how you been?
Oh, good, mate. Obviously, been a busy week on the all day job, mate. So, sun's shining, mate. So, we're all a wee bit happier. It's like, mate, you wake up and it's sunny, you're a wee bit happier, and your nose kind of doom and gloom until you get your bed in the morning. So, as they say in life, mate, there's always brighter days ahead. So, hope for that's the case when the sun's out for the rest of the month, mate, and the rest of the next few months as well for Celtic. Because, like you say, it's Dundee on Sunday. Massive game, mate. So, and I'm really, really glad to say that Dundee have worked wonders with that park. It looks like Bernabeu. I love it. Thanks to Tony Dock for just make sure just a wee bit long, a wee bit muddy for the old rivals across the road to play at Dens Park. But no, all kind of side, mate. Looking forward to the game on Sunday, and I'm good, mate. Hope you're well as well. And like I said, the sun's shining, Celtic are back, so we're all happy, smiling.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a bit of a long week, isn't it? It's, I don't know if it's just me. I feel as if it's been an absolute eternity if I've been on here having a chat with everyone. Obviously, we were on Tuesday. Myself, Big Island, and Ryan 118. A good chat, right enough, getting to kind of know Ryan and Ryan's story, being a Celtic fan.
Yep.
But I will say, he's quite a spoilt lad, a bit like yourself, Ryan, but he's slightly younger than you, mate. His earliest moment of Celtic is Gordon Strachan, so he's fairly spoiled, mate.
And obviously Gordon Strachan was a decent era for Celtic as well, especially in Europe as well. So, like he says, he's maybe not seen. He started his Celtic career maybe with the superstars like Asim Larson and Sutton, etc. But he did see. I don't want to say an average Celtic because that'd be very disrespectful, JP. But maybe is less technical as teams have been in the past, and they got very far in Europe in terms of Celtic stature, and they competed very, very well, mate. And Strachan set his teams up very well. So he's maybe started his Celtic career off in terms of European wise very good, because maybe not as good as yourself, mate, but some of the European games in the 90s, etc., mate, wasn't ideal. So Ryan started off at a good campaign, mate, to get himself into European football with Celtic. So, no, definitely gone strike, mate. Again, I think he's a manager that's kind of underrated by a lot of fans. Maybe I'm talking about a turn here. I don't know. But for me, I don't really see... You never really mention, when you talk about good managers at Celtic, nobody really mentions Stratton. It's always O'Neill or Nouts Hange and Rodgers, and very rarely does Stratton get up there. And for me, he's... considering he didn't get his back to a lot of other managers, mate, I thought he done very well for Celtic.
Yeah, he did. He done a lot for me. I could tell you all a story, but I'm not going to bore you. I'll tell you once we finish, Ryan. I've got a story about Gordon Stratton, and it was a personal touch towards myself. It was a time where I was actually going through a bit of a struggle, and he did something really, really kind for me. So yeah, it's I can't speak highly of the man at all for the person that he is, and obviously he won 3 back-to-back titles as well when he was here in the 4 years. So you can't ask for much more than that, to be fair, mate. And at the time, I know, obviously we didn't know at the time, but Govan was a tax haven at the time, I know. So there was a lot of money getting spent, and things happening over the water. But as I say, he came in and he continued Martin O'Neill's dominance, and which was ideal and good to see. But I think he made a wee joke himself, didn't he, when he started, and he said something about the boy kept saying to him about Martin, you're following Martin O'Neill, you're following Martin O'Neill, you're following Martin O'Neill, and he was like, no, I've got that, I kind of get that, So he kind of made a wee joke, mate, just started for there, so. And I know he has a wee joke now and again about being a Hibs fan, but I was at the Brunei night and the Mikael Lustig night in the Hydro not long ago, mate, and you can tell his Celtic script ahead of him now, and I don't think he'll look back.
Happens to a lot of people, mate, especially ex-players. They might only be here for a few weeks or a few months, obviously a few years, depending how the contract goes, how they play, how their time goes. To me, mate, if you play with Celtic one game, I think you would understand it. I think a lot of people, it's a sort of club, JP, you do get a grip to it.
Yeah.
Like me and you, mate, we go to games most weeks. Obviously, myself, due to my day job, can't always go due to the day job. But season with Cobblers, mate, and like I say, I don't, even guys who don't go to games, and they might go to the game once every now and again due to their commitments on other sides in their life, that as soon as you walk up to that stadium, mate, it just, there's something about it. It's a special place, mate, and it doesn't matter what's happened the week before, the result, you still look forward to going. And as soon as you walk up to your seat, you see it every year, you see it week in, week out, and you're still like, wow, this place is magical. And I like to think a lot of people, especially when they've got kids, it must be nice, mate, to take your kid to the football and say, my dad done that to me. Do you know what I mean? It must be nice, mate, to have that. Take your son or daughter to the game, mate. But no, definitely we got on track, mate. He was a fantastic manager in Celtic Park, in Celtic. Does grip you, mate, and a lot of ex-players have said that as well.
Yeah, I think Chris Murray's quick to remind you tonight, Ryan, it's paradise, mate.
Oh, of course, it's paradise, but I'm trying to talk nice and properly.
No, there's always that one person in the crowd that's that type of guy. Now we know who you are, Chris. Now we know what you're like, mate. What were you going to say? Your wee mind going wandering there?
I was going to say, look, Chris, there's a tail in an envelope.
Aye. Oh, look, Chris, it's a telly in an envelope. Aye. Spray tomato sauce over him. Who done that? Wasn't it me? Because I'm the one.
I'm the one.
I mean, Chris is stunning there. We make out you're no in, so it saves you for humping the parcels.
No, but you're spot on, Chris. It is paradise, and that's what it does get called. And it is paradise, JP. And like I said, when you go to your seat and stuff like that, it's a special place. And obviously, other side of the city, they'll say the same about their place. But for me, I think a lot of people do mention it, mate, that it's a very, very special place. And it's just somewhere it might be cheesy, it might be cliche, but you call it home, mate, didn't you? Especially when you're not been for a few weeks, and like you say, it's just good to be home, mate, when you get back to Celtic Park.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's, that's it. But sometimes in the league, when you're going through the season, you know yourself, you go weeks where you're away from home, and then when you get back to Celtic Park, you're buzzing. You're kind of, you know, it's one of them ones. It's yes, we're back, and it's just that energy you feel walking through the turnstiles, and it's an amazing feeling. And like Chris says as well, I know we're only having a joke at Chris's expense here, but it is called paradise. You know, it's called that because of the electric atmosphere that's inside it. Both of us could rhyme off. We've not got enough fingers and toes to cover the amount of times we've been, mate, and it's been magical, noisy, you know, really, really loud and kind of intimidating for the opposition as well. So, but obviously now, Ryan, but we've been given a date, and our time has been confirmed for the Scottish version of the FA Cup. The Scottish Cup final will be on Saturday the 25th of May at 3 p.m. I'm really glad this year, mate, because last year they kind of bowed down to the English FA and says, no, we'll put it to 5:30 to accommodate your Manchester derby, which is another, obviously, Manchester derby on the horizon for that final, but I'm really glad they've stuck to their guns this time, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's no ideal having two big games like that at the same time, etc., on the same date. But it's just my opinion, mate. And again, I'm willing to have debates, and will I listen to it? Probably no, but I'll debate and I'll say, right, okay, that's your view, but don't agree with it. For me, Celtic and Rangers, the Glasgow derby, mate, it's the biggest derby in the world, mate. It's just everything that goes with it. Obviously, there's things that go with it for reasons. It's just what it is. It's just what's happened with the two sides of it, obviously the religions, etc. And it's just grew up through the years, and it's not just that. It's, I don't want to say, it is propagated on the day of the game, and for 90 minutes you don't speak to some of your pals, and it's just one of those things, mate. And I wish
that was the case with Big Alan, because I don't stop hearing for him ever when Celtic are playing, man.
It's a big, for me, it's the biggest derby in the world, mate, in my opinion. I know you've got like Boca Juniors and all that type of stuff over the other side of the world, but for me, the Glasgow derby's massive, mate. It's unbelievably massive.
Yeah.
And obviously the view figures recently, I think it was 1 million or something like that on Sky, is something crazy.
Yeah.
That just shows you. And it's, even though you know it might not be the quality it used to be, you still go and watch it because of what it is, and the atmosphere's always there, and it's frantic. Your first 5 minutes, it's hectic, and it's, for me, mate, I know you agree with me on this, but I just don't know how. Obviously, the English don't really know what it's all about because they've got their own league and their own big teams, and they don't really watch Scottish football much because it's not advertised as much as it used to be anyway. But for me, man, it's the biggest derby in the world, and it should be getting the biggest billing because it's bigger than, in my opinion, it's bigger than the Man U and Man City derby by a mile. 100 miles, it's not even close, because yourself, JP, some of these fans sit in each other's seats and what together, and it's half and half scarves, and for me, that's just not a derby. That's just another game, mate. A derby's different. It's a different feel about it, and for me, to have that at that time, it should have no bowed down, mate, because this FA sometimes do bow down to Sky TV and whatever else, just accept the offer that gets put in front of them. So I'm kind of glad, mate, like you said, they've stood firm and they're going to actually say, no, listen, this is what we want, this is what the clubs are agreeing to, and we're sticking by it.
Yeah, 100%. Just as I seen John Mulaney's comment there, folks, he said, good evening, lads. Good evening, John. Hope you're well, pal.
John.
Just a quick reminder for everyone who is reaching out to John, if you've got any memorabilia at all that you would wish to get framed, any jerseys, anything at all, when you contact John, if you're doing it on social media, it's the MCM framing page and not the framing services page. So it's MCM framing, and it's for both Facebook and Instagram there as well. So just as I saw that there, Ryan, I thought I would do a wee quick reminder. Yes, mate. It's it's one of those ones, isn't it? You thought about the FA Cup final, you know, Manchester Derby. Yeah, it's a big fixture, of course it is, but it's not as big as the one up here, you know. And I actually think there'll be a lot of English people watching the one up here rather than the Manchester Derby, especially the way things are going now with Man United, you know. Man United were probably a toenail away from being knocked out the FA Cup themselves there with Coventry. And in my opinion, I don't think they deserve to be in the final. So I think it's one of those ones. I think most people are tuning into the Glasgow Derby. As much as it's changed now, obviously it used to be the Old Firm, but it's not the Old Firm anymore. And it's the Glasgow Derby. And for anyone who's still confused, just Google 2012 and that'll, I know you're laughing, Nine, but there's a lot of people still bring that up, mate, as if it's the norm, you know, and all they need to do is Google 2012 and that'll tell you what happened. And there's a reason why it's no longer called the Glasgow Derby, mate. Sorry, the Old Firm, mate. It's the Glasgow Derby now.
You start talking about it all day, laughing at me, but we all know what happened,
mate. I'm not laughing. I'm being serious.
No, so am I. So I'm just listen. We all know what happened. We all know what it is. Other people try and deny it, but just let them live their life, mate, and just let them enjoy themselves, and we'll just focus on the facts and what actually happened. So, I'll let you back in, mate, on the absolutely brilliant for the SFA. They've no actually said, okay, and we'll take this, no, we'll accept this, and no, 3 o'clock, the clubs want it, we want it, it's better for the fans as well, because if you put it till like 5:30, it's setting on yourself, JP, you're having to wait all day, and then if it's...
They couldn't have put that fixture at 5:30, right? No
but
chance.
Then it goes to extra time or penalties, and then you're just... Mate, it's just got an overall recipe for disaster, and I'm kind of glad that it is what it is, and we'll obviously look forward to that when it comes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really glad the SFA have stood their ground, because sometimes it's not like them to do a thing like that, you know, and usually they're first to back away for something. So I'm really glad they put their foot down with us and you know, got it sorted, and we all know when it's going to be and what time it's going to be at. So obviously then on to Celtic and on to what we're here to chat about. Before we get right into Dundee, we've heard the news. We had a WhatsApp going round the circles and round everybody's mobile phones, and people are asking, is it true, is it not, is it true, is it not? It was information about Daizen Maeda potentially not going to be missing the rest of the season now, and his injury's not as worse as first feared, and it was true. It has been now confirmed by our manager that you know, he's going to be available for the run. And I've actually got a wee clip about Brendan speaking about Daizen today, and yeah, he seems pretty upbeat about it.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it here before a few weeks back. The information that we were given was that he was probably going to be out for probably the remainder of the season. We felt that, but he's responded so well. He's obviously gone away and had further scans and ultrasound, and he's out on the pitch, and you would think he was never been away. So I just don't think he'll be for this weekend, but he'll finish off his rehab beginning next week, and fingers crossed then he'll play some part then between now and the end of the season, which is fantastic news for us, because he's been consistently really, really good for us this season, and to have him back and his intensity would be a fantastic boost for us.
It's quite remarkable.
Now, I don't know
about you, Ryan, right? But this guy's got to be the quickest healer you've ever heard of in your life or ever witnessed in your life. I've got a theory behind Daizen Maeda's recovery. I think Daizen Maeda was injured, but when he was pictured sitting at the stands at Hampden on Saturday, and then he's watched Yang, and he's thought to himself, I can't be injured here. This guy wouldn't even get a game of Kirby with you. He just looked lost. And you're going for the contrast of the pressing ability that Daizen gives you. The fear he puts into fullbacks, he doesn't work at 2 and 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're counting Yang as one of the 3, because you've got Yang and then the other 2, whoever they would be. So, and he chases everything that moves. So for it to show that it was going to be end of the season from to now, I don't know what he's taking, man, or what he drinks in the morning, or maybe the old Tibbs manager was right. Maybe some of the boys need to go and speak to him properly and see what is it you do, what is it you know. There's photos of him stretching up against the advertising boards at one of the game as well, and they've just got a different ritual, Ryan. They've got a different routine. They've got a different way of doing things, mate. And that's what I was saying to you before about the Japanese lads. They seem to be tuned differently mentally. You know, they seem to have a different mindset from the rest, which is why they're probably really quick killers as well, mate. And the fact that they've got lower centre of gravity, which probably helps as well, mate.
Yeah, the way they live their life, like Chinese, Asians, Japanese, kind of that side of the world. It's like I say, like see to us, like it's only really actually the last few years. I know I might look silly here, but I actually thought like Chinese people ate Chinese food. Like what we have, I didn't realise it was actually nothing like it. They don't eat
he's
stuff.
He's no Chinese. He's Japanese.
I'm just talking about in general, but aye. But that side of the world, I generally thought that was what they ate, and it's only the last few years when I like to think I've got a bit wiser, that I've realised that they actually eat really healthy and they look after their body, and especially the athletes, and it's all, like you say, it's all different rituals. It's all different routines. The way they look after themselves. You don't see them kicking about with bullseye and brew or cans of Coke or anything like that. It's all proper sticked in the way they do things, and I guarantee they're probably up in the morning stretching, and when they go home they're probably doing that as well. And obviously now it was actually quite interesting. I don't know if anybody watched after the, I think it was Everton game, it was Wayne Rooney, and he's bang on about obviously sports science. Now you can't do as much now with sports science because they tell you that you've went far ahead, or you've maybe not done enough, or you've done too much, you can't do any more practice. And again, so that's why some of these guys will do a lot in the house and their own stuff. And for me, guys like Maeda, Hatate, they've all got you see them doing things on the park and at the side and warm-ups, and you're thinking, what are they doing? But there's obviously a reason for it. To be no privy to it could be just their own ritual. And definitely, JP, whatever they're doing at training or after training, their rehab and their recovery sessions, whatever they're doing, mate, it just shows you how well they look after themselves, how healthy they are, how fit they are. Proper athletes, mate, to combat for injuries very quickly. And I know technology helps, mate, but it just shows you that these guys are just proper machines, mate. Even the guys that don't, even guys like who might not play, like your McCarthy's or Secrecy's, Baines, they're still machines. They might not look at us, but to be at that level, you still need to have a reasonable amount of fitness and the way you live your life. And like I say, mate, I know like myself, I might say Scales or Yang or Taylor or whoever it is, take away what they have ability-wise, what they do sacrifices to get to the level of it. That's something you can never take away from, because their dedication to their health, their fitness, and everything that goes with it, mate. So the fact that Daizen can come back really fit, and it shows you as well, JP, desire to play football, and win trophies, mate. Because a lot of guys, a wee niggle. Oh, I don't want to play next week. I don't want to play now. I don't know. I've maybe get Euros this summer. I've maybe get a move coming up. I don't know. He's like, no, listen, I'm playing because I obviously loves here, and just shows you, mate, when trophies are on the horizon, it gets your adrenaline going as well, mate.
Yeah, not only that, he's also the player that annoys everybody, you know. Like, there's Jerry just came in with a comment there. He said, we need him on the left because he never gives defenders any time in the ball. And he's at it for 90 minutes. And that's true. You know, like, I could give an example of a guy who significantly panics when they see him, Tavernier. He's waving hands as if that, you know, was it 25 seconds into the game, there was a goal. He's waving hands as if everything's okay. And maybe, listen, I don't know, you know, he's maybe never measured how fast Daizen is. He knows it now.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it now. He knows the speed of Daizen now. Because to do that to your centre halves as if, calm down, I've got this. To then that leading to a goal. If I'm one of the centre halves, mate, I'm looking at him going like that. What are you doing? How have you managed to misjudge that? And there was a gap. You know, there was a bit of a gap Daizen had to close down in as well in that moment. So, yeah, mate, he puts a fear into people and you can clearly see it. Especially ones that, you know, maybe aren't as quick. Maybe guys that don't like running that much. You know, guys like Nicky Devlin, who can move about, but when he's asked to go that way, he doesn't like it. And he's not comfortable with it. You seen the one he gives Kyogo. Your son, put that away. You know. So there's defenders there, mate, that don't like players like that. But I mean, he's just got a speed level, Ryan, that I've never saw before, mate. I've never saw like MD with that speed. I know a gap was fast, but a gap was one of those players, mate, that built up the speed as he started running. Daizen's boom, like Sonic, you know, and he's the only guy I know, Ryan, that can repeat a sprint. So he can sprint to a man, and he doesn't tire. And he can sprint to another guy straight away. And he doesn't tire. And he could probably do it to a third guy. You seen him doing it to the three lads at Atletico Madrid before he was sent off. He's a massive weapon for the way we play. The way he presses a game. And he does the work, like I said before, mate. He does the work of two people, in my opinion. And he's a massive miss, Ryan, when he's not there. Because not only that as well, right fullbacks are going to get a bit of joy now because they're allowed to come out. Mm-hmm. They're not being closed down. Whereas Daizen keeps them sort of down in their own sort of territory. Because they're looking over as soon as they get the ball, mate, they're looking over their shoulder. Because Daizen doesn't just press the right fullback, he presses like the right centre back. He'll press the goalkeeper. And he's got that option as well. When he plays for Japan, he plays through the middle for Japan. So he's comfortable pressing all over. Not just one side. So, I don't know if what he's done, but I'm really happy he's done it because I'm glad he's available and fit, and we could be looking at him entering the field again for us against Hearts next Saturday.
Yeah, it's massive, mate. Obviously, like I says, not every player is going to have the best technical ability, or they're all going to have the same attributes. Every player's got a different, if you want to call it, weapon or attributes in a team. They've all got different qualities and different ways of playing and different things that help the team. And what Daizen does is there's part of a wee Kyogo similar, but maybe not as much as what he does. But there's nobody else in that team that can do that. And that, I think we can all admit that. There's nobody else that can do that. And what that just shows you again, mate, how fit he is. Because obviously, I can only talk from my experience. I was a cycling myself, and I was quite nippy, and I done high pressing, etc., but never like that. After 2 or 3 runs, you're like, Jesus Christ. And it's relentless. The guys, 90 minutes, 95 now, at 96, whatever it is now with VAR, the guy's relentless. And it's obviously fitness, JP, and the way he looks after himself, but it's the will to run and see what he does. But that's built in you to have the desire to go and run and chase and parry and date for the team. He's a massive team player, and that's not a manager can't tell you to do that. He can tell you to run, but it's down to you to want to date for your teammates, and that's why I always say, JP, that as much as no matter who your manager is, yes, you'll play for the manager to a certain capacity, but it's down to you as an individual to date for yourself, date for your teammates. Obviously, if you're professional, you'll date for your fan base because you know what you're playing for, etc. The managers, you date for him because he's there every day. He helps you. It's him that's going to get the dairy if you don't win or you don't get a league or whatever. But to have that conscience of, I need to press, I need to do this, and it just looks like he's a massive team player, mate. And you might criticise him again for his technical abilities, crossing and stuff like that, but he's vital to what we want to do, mate. And you can take a pass on sometimes of what he does because of what he does, like you said with Tavernier. Imagine Celtic Park, 60,000. There's rumours about, I know we don't do rumours, but we've seen it in the media about Tavernier and Golson. I did hear months ago, I can't remember who it was that told me, but I heard months ago that Tavernier was away something anyway. He was going to Saudi Arabia. So I'm kind of glad now that maybe whoever was that told me that it seems that they might have some sort of concrete evidence there, because that doesn't come out of anywhere months later. So Golson saying obviously the pressure here, and Tavernier spoke about it. Just imagine at Celtic Park, a must-win game for them. 60,000 in the park.
But this is every game's been a must-win for them, Ryan.
No, but I'm just saying.
Even the last one, you know.
Considering what the season might lead up to, right? If you've only got, say it's 3 points in it, it's obviously we still need to win the game. But if you draw, right? It's not going to stop you winning the league. But they need to come to Celtic Park. If it stays the same and win, imagine 60,000. You know that Tavernier and Golson and Suter, all these guys, can he do it in the big games recently? They fold under pressure. Imagine then you've got Maeda running at Tavernier, and he's got the Spanish Real Madrid white flag. Oh no. So like I say, mate, it's going to be eventful when it happens because he will be fit. Let's be fair. I mean, I would rather he didn't play at Hearts, put him at home, play him on the bench, maybe give him 10-15 minutes at the end, but then boom, Celtic Park against them across the water. Because like I say, mate, I don't know what you feel on him, but he might get criticised, myself and a lot of people, for what he does, maybe crossing the ball and hitting it in the stand. But 2 minutes later, he's chasing a guy down, then we got to go for it. So
yeah, well, that's it. I mean, that you can legislate for, you know, when he overhits a cross, you can let him away with that, mate, because of the other reasons that he gives it in the team. You know, what he gives the team, and the energy, the drive, the desire, the press, everything he's got, mate. Then I'll forgive a wayward cross now and again. There was a question, is Cal Mack back? Yeah, he is. He started in the semi-final.
He was training, wasn't he, all right, this weekend?
Yeah, no, he's fine, yeah, he's been fine. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be any issues. Again, they're probably just doing what they were doing with Hatate and building him up the way they were with Hatate. So, I'm assuming that that'll just be a formality. I think I'll just be the same way that, Callum will go down the same road. He might not play the full game, but he'll probably start and then come off at some point. And just on that, Ryan, yeah, the game itself, mate, as we said at the beginning, next up Dundee, I know there's been a couple of other wee things happened. It's been a bit of a quiet week with Celtic, and then the last day or two has been bang with things happening and a bit of news coming out of the club. And Brendan obviously speaking today. Before we talk about Dundee, I thought it was funny that it seems to be a talking point most of the week about the Celtic Kitman, where he got it in the neck for talking to Bernardo. And I thought it was good today with Brendan, because here's what Brendan had to say about that.
Don't let your Kitman near them. Stevie got a wee bit of a blast from me, didn't he? Bless him. He's a good guy, Stevie, right? He's Celtic daft, he's Celtic mad. But you got to know your place.
You've got to know your place. I thought that was brilliant the way you handled that today. Because that's been a big talking point this week, you know, about the way he treated the Kitman, Stevie Wright, as he's obviously named. What was your thoughts on that wee video, mate, when you seen that? Was what is he doing? Like, what is he doing talking? What's he doing? I mean, what's he saying to Bernardo? Like, what's he talking? Is he talking to him in Portuguese? Is he? What's he doing? Like, honestly, like, what is he doing? I don't even know why he's there. He's here to hand their jerseys and, you know, what's he saying to Bernardo? Put my socks up in the peg next time first before you put my shorts down and all that. What could he possibly be saying? We're just about to hit penalties, man. What's he saying?
It was, to be fair, I've seen people saying that he was wrong for doing it. Who do you think he is? But for me, he's shown who's boss. I'm manager. You don't tell my players unless you're party. If it's John Kennedy or maybe Gavin Strachan with a set piece or whatever, the analysis side during the game, the kit man should not be given anything apart from saying, listen, do you need new socks for penalties or whatever? I'm having a laugh here, but in terms of the kit, he deals with that.
I quite like James's comment and he says, JP, the kit man got a red card that went to VAR.
Aye. He's like, new socks. No.
Wally Collum saved him with that one, James, I think, by the way.
For me, JP, I think the manager's he's trying to make that a bit light-hearted there as well. But he is right. Listen, there's people in the club have got certain positions for certain reasons. The manager's a manager because he's a manager of the club. He's a figurehead of the football department. He's a manager. He deals with it.
It was, Ange. Just to answer Ange, Stevie used to be one of the Blazer stewards at Celtic Park. Right. I think he was like head of security.
Right, okay.
And then it was the husband line, John Clark, that got him that job.
Right. For me, he's Rogers. Listen, it might have looked bad to the TV. I didn't see it.
Who was arguing against it? Who says it was a bad thing?
No, I've seen people, social media. You know, it's really like people. Aye, go and look at all the quote tweets on Twitter. I've
not seen anything at all.
People, there's certain fan bases are saying he was wrong. Or that usual, right? He's just saying, listen, I'm the manager, and you want to remember, JP. Tensions would have been a wee bit ratty at the time. Penalty shootout for a cup final. No, 100%. So he's just went, listen, move. Let me deal with this.
I think he said that, by the way.
No, I know. You know, he probably says FUCK, whatever, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit and get out there, get in the corner.
I wish I had the video, I really do. I wish I had the wee video, but I can't.
No, but for me, JP, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. People just look at a video footage and go, that's not like the way he treated him. Let's be fair, see if Stevie Wright had an issue with it. I guarantee you he wouldn't be best pals with him. So I think Stevie Wright would have known that he's maybe sorry, you know what I mean? The guy he's worked with him for a while now, so I don't see any issue with that, mate. I just think that it's just because it was on live TV, mate. If that wasn't live TV, that's what it spoke about. So for me, the manager's bang on. Yeah, people in positions, like I say, there's players are players. That's it. So if they start to do other things, it's different if you're the captain, you speak to the manager, look, Gaffer, maybe about this. I'm okay, maybe we'll try it. You're the captain, what do you think? Maybe. That's different. But so just a player say things to the manager or somebody in the crowd or whatever, there's positions like I'm a fan. That's it. You don't see me try to go in the park saying, when they do this, obviously I date for the stands, but we've all got positions. I'm a fan. They're players. He's a scout. He's this. So
I don't know. Where I sit, mate, I can actually hear you.
Taylor! What are you doing? Oh, no, again, Liam. What are you doing?
She's like a barrage or something, but I'm not telling you what it is.
No, but I don't know how you feel, mate. But for me, it's just move on for it. It's nothing, mate. It's just because it's live TV. But the man's are spot on, mate. You've got positions in a football club and you stick by that and you let the figurehead deal with the big things at the club.
Yeah, 100%. I thought he dealt with it remarkably, mate. I thought he, like he says, he showed to his boss and he showed assertiveness in that moment. I thought he dealt with it fine. For anybody who thinks Brendan was out of order, you read a wobble, man. He's a manager. Why is the Kitman there talking to one of these players not ready to hit penalties? Bernardo shouldn't even have been stoning there. He should have been every team. He should have been in the wee kind of huddle, you know. As I said, it's just one of the things. Like Ryan says there, folks, emotions are high and you're tossing the coin, who's going through and who's going out. It's penalty shooters, nothing's guaranteed, you know. Your goalkeeper, I think he thought he was I think he thought he was Georgie Campos.
Who was it? Was it him? Was that the Colombian goalkeeper?
No, Georgie. No, you're thinking
He took free kicks and penalties, and was it
was
Colombia?
that was a Paraguay goalie, wasn't it?
That's what it was, Paraguay. He took free kicks and penalties and everything.
What was his name? Can anybody in the chat?
I can't remember his name.
Can anybody in the chat remember the Paraguay goalkeeper that used to take their set pieces?
Did they not have like big hair and all that and all?
No. You're thinking of the Colombian goalie that done the flying.
It's
no Valderrama.
Right,
Valderrama's a midfielder for Colombia, John. Carlos Valderrama he was a central midfielder, but he was excellent. I know he was classy, big bushy. He had a big bushy perm. But he looked like Lionel Richie. With the Commodores.
Lionel Richie, I flush.
Sitting there. That was a Colombian goalie plunge. That's right, Rennie Aguita. Him that done the flying scorpion. That was him. We're talking about the Paraguayan goalkeeper.
I can't remember his name.
He was a goalkeeper. Was
it him and Jones? Is that him?
No, I'll remember his name. I know as soon as I see it. I can't even mind, but I know that. But Georgie Campos, he was a Mexican goalkeeper, and he was like that. I know he was really good with the ball at his feet, and he used to make all his own jerseys. So, like, they called him a man of many talents, and I think Joe Hart thought he was him. Was it Sheila Vert? That's it. Just before I say it, well done, Stephen. Jose Luis Felix Chilavert. That was a Paraguay goalkeeper, Ryan, that used to take all the set pieces.
Right. I knew it was a guy that done all that.
Aye. He was Paraguay's goalkeeper. Well done, Stephen. But I think I just got it in there just before you, but I said Chilavert and know his full name, but well done for knowing his full name, mate.
A guy with 4 names, man. It's staying in Scotland with 4 seasons of weather, isn't it, man?
Well, Rivaldo had a couple of names as well. He wasn't called Rivaldo, was it no? Victor Barbosa?
Was Ronaldinho the same?
What's that?
Was Ronaldinho the same?
Ronaldinho? Probably was, mate.
You know, Ronaldinho Gaucho or something? It was a mad long name.
Ronaldinho Gaucho.
He's fighting with a Gaucho.
He's gouching now. I don't know about anything else. He's gouching now. I don't know what he's doing now. Every time I see him, he's always waving to people and smiling.
He doesn't smile at him.
Honestly. One of the worst games ever, man. He's walking down a tunnel like Bonnie Langford. As I said, it's the penalty shootout. I could go either way, right? You know, and like you say, his emotions are high, but obviously we'll move on to a wee quickie for a game, mate. Well, me and you like wee quickies anyway, mate, so we're all right. It's Friday as well, so we'll use that kind of platter. Jan Venagura Hesselink, Stephen, I won a game of Scrabble just for that name alone, mate. Nobody beat me. Had the most ever. I won a game of Scrabble because of that. So Big Yang wasn't just a winner on the party, Ryan, you know, he was a winner. He was a winner off the part as well. But mate, what's your thoughts on Dundee coming up? And obviously, like you say, it looks like we're going to play in the Bernabeu now. Seen a photo today.
The park looks, obviously, they've done wonders to the park. Let's be fair, I know I'm not laughing a joke, but if somebody's park's not the best, and then you get bad weather in Scotland, it's obviously going to... games shouldn't be off in your Premiership, but obviously it has, and it's... By the looks of it, I know I'm not going to be on the park myself, but by the onset of the park...
You're, by the way, I beg to differ, because we've not spoken about the team lineup yet. If a certain person's in the team lineup, I guarantee you'll win the park.
I'll be pulling him off.
You'll be doing a Jose Mourinho and Ollie Mills, man. Getting on the park and tackling him.
Me and you dugout. Look, get him off the park. I think it's good to see that the park's a bit better. It'll be beneficial for Celtic players. Obviously Dundee as well, because we've seen them against name across the water. Dundee try to play football, and like I say, no every game this season, the rest of the season, is going to be any gimmick, because the majority of them have still got something to play for as it stands at the moment. Like I say, more money, depending on what place they go to. And the league, they get more money. I don't know if it's 50,000 more or whatever it is. Depending on what place you get more money. So Dundee will want to try and... I don't know if they can still get in Europe or no. I don't know if they're far away from it. I know.
I think they can. I think
right, so everybody's still got a bit to play for. I think Hearts are okay in third. So I think they're the only team really out of the top six are really getting nothing to play for.
I don't think Hearts can drop.
That's what I mean. So I don't think Hearts are getting to play for. So we could be getting them at a good time at Celtic Park as well, because it might just be turning up. Listen, just do what we can do. Well, no, that's the case. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to get
Sunday, then.
Aye, basically, aye. I think if you're going to think that any of these games are going to be easy, and we're going to win 4 and 5 and 6, just whatever we win, JP, just get the victory and get it in the line. I'm honestly, as much as we want good performances, when it gets to this stage of the season, it's just about winning. It doesn't matter if it's a last minute goal, off a shoulder, or if obviously a shoulder, it's not on ball. So anything at all that's in the back of the net and you win the game, it's getting your players back fit for this time of the season. It's massive. So like I say, Dundee, JP, will be a hard test for us, because, like I said, they're in a good run of form. I'm sure Tony Dock's banned, if I'm rightly saying. Is he's
in his start, mate. He's picked up too many yellow cards, apparently.
Which isn't ideal for them, because, like I says, you want your man on the touchline, especially against a big team like Celtic. So it will be...
Listen, I think he'd have been there anyway. I think he'd have been in among the Green Brigade.
Probably, aye. Singing
Champions.
3-0. Yes, get in there, boys.
Every time Celtic scores, he's only opposition manager. I know
but no, I think Dundee, they've come into a good...
High five the Celtic Ulster group as he runs by them.
They've come into a good run of form, JP. So the two boys in the middle of the park, I've been impressed with them this season. I think it's Cameron and McGibbon. I know people are saying about Celtic
McGibbon,
stuff.
Is it? No.
Nah.
Oh.
McGibbon.
He's brilliant, man. What a player.
They boys are decent players for Dundee. Well, I know they can go further to Celtic or Rangers. I don't think so. I
know the boy Beck, and he was a big threat as well.
But like I says, I've said that about other players in the past, mate, and they could come to either team and do really well. Some of these guys just need a platform, mate, to perform, because I'm sure it was the boy Cameron. He started the championship, I think it was 17-18, and that gave him a good kind of stumbling, a good basis to go and kind of start his career at Dundee instead of the Premiership. So, no, like I say, it'll be a hard game, JP, because of the way they've been playing. But you've got to expect now with Celtic, they'll get the bit between their teeth. Guys are fit again, their own form, and into a final, they'll get a boost for that. They just know, like I say, mate, 3 victories and you win the league, mate. So I don't really think the manager's got to be any team talks really now. It's just turned up, 3 games, you win the league. I don't think there's any need for big team talks or motivational speeches, mate. I think it tells your story, mate.
No, and he says that, folks, like it's 3 games and you win the league. As if it's just, on you go, boys, you've done it, no bother, no problem. It's got to be hard, but listen, I've said it time and time again on here, and the cream always rises, mate. And you're seeing it with Man City now. You know, you're seeing it with teams that you know, look at PSV, top of the Dutch league, gone for the title. They won 8-0. They beat Heerenveen 8-0. When you're, you know, when you're chasing these things, and when you're being asked questions of your own self and your team and everything, your character and everything else, all you need to do is look at Saturday for character. Any other teammate would have probably lost. You know? It's probably the best Aberdeen I've played in about 10 years. The three in the middle of the park, you know, you look at the boy Clarkson, McGrath, Barron, they've been right up against us. You know, and it took against me. That's why he played that, because he knew there were three really good ball players. You know, you've mentioned the boy McCown, and you know the Dundee worked really well. I know the big boy back at Yoko, he puts it a bit up front as well. So I definitely, but you've got to look at the last game we played them. 6-0 Dundee, they were at half time. They'll be looking at us going.
I think, was it no Maeda? He gave on Beck a right torrid time, didn't he?
For some reason, a lot of your fans are worried, or they come across like that for what happened on Saturday. Saturday's a different game. Saturday's a game at your national stadium. See these games, Celtic are going to have a lot more of the territory. And they're going to dominate the games. You know, and they'll probably have opportunities to score, maybe even before the other team get a goal. So, I'm not saying Celtic are going to blitz all the teams, because this season's taught us that valuable lesson, folks. Never just think that Celtic are going to blitz every team. It's yeah, as I said, it's a hard graft. Sometimes you got to work, got to roll your sleeves up and get on about it. But what I feel with this Celtic side is, I think with the players that we've got back for injury, you know, they're going to be too strong. I don't see any other outcome. You know, people are saying Atati wasn't at it. McGregor's no fit. McGregor's coming back for a really, really bad injury. Is anybody in here the night? I've seen comments in here the night alone talking about McGregor's injury. Ryan, is anybody in here the night damaged their Achilles on their foot?
I've no.
Right. I have. Do you understand what it is? Do you understand what that entails? Go and Google it. Get images of him. You know, it's a really, really bad injury. And for Celtic to still go through the emotions in the games, you know, they've went a while without Callum McGregor. And he's coming back to fitness. He is fit though, Stephen. That's the thing, he is fit though. You know, the fitness that you're looking for is for him to sustain it over 90 minutes. He's going to need to build to that, mate. He was out for weeks. As naturally fit the guy is, he's not a machine. He's not a robot. Can't he just flick a switch and all of a sudden, oh, I'm fit and I'm ready to go? So, of course it's going to take him a bit of time. Hatati's still not fully fit. And people are all banging on about, oh, he's quality, look at that, turn, look at this, look at that. I watched Jude Bellingham against Man City. I thought that's the worst game of football I've watched Jude Bellingham play. But he still showed a lot of nice touches. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he knows, when he done that interview at the end of that game that night, he knows he got away with that. And sometimes in football, Ryan, you do get away with things. You do get away with it. But these guys have got enough about them to do it. These guys have got quality, genuine quality, and it rises when it's needed. When they're doubted, when they're put down, when they're slagged off, when they're lambasted, that's when Celtic shine. Go and look at the last decade. I rest my case. But I'm looking forward to the game, Ryan, because, again, it's Celtic back on the TV, mate. Obviously, I don't get to the away games, mate. But obviously, we're coming to the end of the night. But give us your wee... yeah, I would start him, Stephen. I would start him. Yeah, I would start him. But don't forget, Stephen, as well, Callum's going to be looking to get to the Euros. So he needs to play as much football as he can. Otherwise, Steve Clarke ain't picking him. Steve Clarke will pick McTominay and John McGinn and other boys ahead of him. Billy Gilmore even. So the other boys, you know, so if we want to play some part of Celtic, but don't forget, folks, he's a Celtic captain. He's wanting to play games, he's wanting to lift trophies, he's wanting to win the medals. He's wanting to be the guy that carries the team. Ryan, stop me if I'm talking out of turn here, but he's a Celtic captain, mate. He's got the minerals there to do it.
No, he's obviously fit, because if he wasn't, the medical department wouldn't let him play. Like I says now, with sports science and all that stuff, if you're not hitting the levels of the fitness tests or the levels you need to get to play at, I'm sure Barry Bannon says it a few podcasts ago.
Yeah.
That if they're not hitting the levels that to play the game, then they don't play. No matter what you feel, obviously if it's a major game and you might need to take an injection or you might need to take a pain reliever for maybe 60 minutes or so.
Aye, his temper.
What's that?
Has he lost something, JP? Ryan? I said, aye, his temper.
Aye.
He lost his temper because the game went to penalties on Saturday.
Aye. But no, certain levels need to be met before the guys can be past fit. Nowadays, like I say, sports science and medics is a massive part of football now, whether people obviously like it or no. And years ago, you might be able to play. I can remember playing, again, it's not that level, but I can mind there was 1 year, during the end of the season, I played 4 games in 5 days with the school to try and fit in the league time to qualify for the schools or whatever it was. So back then, I loved it, but she knew try to date now the levels. These guys, she tried to play, even at Christmas time, you seen Harry Kane years ago. For me to play 2 games in 48 hours or 72 hours, and for me to get the best, then I can't play 2 games fully because I can't get my best at the second game because I played for 90 minutes. So it's people, I know that they eat healthy and they're fit every day and they train and they look after themselves, but to play at that level for 90 minutes every second, and it is going to be hard because as much as we might play 3 games a week, JP, we're not playing at levels you're playing at. It's faster, it's more intense, they've got to hit certain levels to play. So for me, I think you're going to say about the team I went to. So for me,
just always a team pick for you, mate.
He's probably going to play Scales, but like I says, Hart in goals, it'll be Johnson, Taylor, Vickers. For me, Mirovski should be playing after the game and Saturday for Scales. He doesn't deserve to start. Anybody with a performance like that shouldn't play the next game. Doesn't matter if it's McGregor or Kyogo or Scales, whoever it is. If you have a really, really stinking performance, you don't deserve to play next week. But then the manager might be saying, well, he's got to play to get out of his system. That game's done. New game. I get that. I get it.
Well. I get it.
But for me, I think he deserves a shot on the bench after that performance because it nearly cost us. So for me, I'm not going to sit and hammer Scales. I've done it enough. So that's done. It's all about being positive. But for me, I'd like Mirovski to get a game, mate. I think he deserves it, in my opinion. And we've talked to CVO quality, so as much as we're saying Lagerbielke might not be this, or Mirovski might not be this, or he might be this, they've only played a handful of games between them, possibly, maybe 12 to 13 games, so you can't really sit and say this guy's good, or he's amazing, or he's not good enough, when you've no shame enough to really go, right, that guy's good. We've seen Jan a bit this season. For me, I don't think he's going to cut it just yet. Big O, maybe not going to cut it just yet. So that you can maybe make judgments on their players, but guys who have not played as much, you can't really fully go, well, you can. It's your opinion. You can go, I rate him and I don't. But logically, you can't go, he's good. But what do you think he's done good? Like me, I'm saying Mirovski, I think, should be playing more because he's good with the ball at his feet. He plays it crisply. He plays it in front of guys. He's up in the air. He's defending well. But I've seen, apart from the Aberdeen goal for Mirovski, he looked assured. The game at Ibrox, Celtic Park.
Oh, 100%.
He came on at half time. Don't get on, before half time, his first 2 or 3 passes, he looked like he just came on the park. He was a wee bit shaky. in at half time, into the second half, and he was brilliant. He was a rock. So for me, I'd play him, mate. Do I think he'll play him? Probably no, but I think he should. I don't think he still should be playing. Middle of the park, I think will be the same. I think will be.
Hold on, you've not got a left back here.
Taylor. The middle of the park will be Patati, O'Reilly and McGregor for me. I think you've got to, as much as Awata has done well, I think if the three guys are fit, like I says, mate, there's no time for sentimentality. Sentimentality to the end of the season. You've got to play your best team when possible. So referee, and I think out wide, you've got a wee decision to make. Forrest maybe deserves maybe at least 60 minutes or so. His last 2 or 3 games he's come on, he's done well. And as much as I might not be his all-time biggest fan, he deserves to maybe get a shot, JP, because he's shown that he's still contributing to the club. And he's still got a bit to play. So he could play. He could play Forrest. So I think Kuhn will play. And I think Kyogo will play. It's where I know he plays Palmer or Forrest. I'm going to go with Forrest. I think he deserves a shot, JP. I think he deserves a game.
Spoke about him a day as well, didn't he?
He's not going to hammer the quality too much in terms of the levels because he's still a level quality player. It's just he just can't play at the high intensity every game now because of the way we want to play now where he is at the stage of his career. So, that's my teammate. I think he's got a decision to make with Palmer and Forrest, but that's probably the only 2 I would say he's got a decision to make on. Would be Scales or Narovsky or Palmer or what's his name? Forrest.
Wee comment now. Winder Pal, he says, JP, I thought he scored a cracker at Paradise first set. No, that's true, but he's not 100% fit. But it just shows you the level. That's what I'm saying. See these guys, they're so special. They are so, see when they're, I thought he just shaped his feet up. One touch of the ball, control, bang, the shot was away. Outside his boot, bang, top corner. It was right in front of me, you know. And but he's not fit. He's not 100% fit. If he was 100% fit, he'd be lasting every game.
I don't know if I did mention it last week when I was on. Monday, was it Monday I was on? I don't know if I did mention it, but I want to give credit to the manager, by the way, on his... I think I did say it briefly, but the subs he made at the weekend, I thought his subs were really good.
Oh, amazing.
He made them, apart from the Narovsky thing, that didn't cause a goal. That was just, it just happened. It's just unfortunate for Narovsky that he was involved in a team that conceded a goal, but maybe if he put one a bit earlier, it might have helped us, but the subs he made were good subs. Daizen Maeda done well when he came on. Forrest done well when he scored a goal. So Bernardo again done well as well. So that's again, JP, as much as some of the season we've criticised the bench and some of the decisions the manager made on sub-wise sometimes, I thought his decision-making in terms of the subs at the weekend were bang on.
Yeah, 100%, I agree. I thought every one of them made a really good impact in the game. You know how much I like Big Eder as well. I think he's big, he's physical, he's pacey, he's strong, and he gives a problem to defenders. But my team for Sunday's fairly easy. It's Joe Hart, Alistair Johnston. I think it'll be Cameron Carter-Vickers and obviously your big mate. I think it'll get a shout. I think Big Liam Scales will get a game.
My big mate.
Your big mate. Got to try and get him on a podcast for the summer. €40.
Mate, I've heard that.
You'll be doing your hair that day, me man.
I might be dyeing my hair blue for Euros, mate. So I'm not doing that.
Nick Taylor, obviously left back. Midfield, I think picks itself. I think it'll be Callum McGregor, Rio Watati, Matt O'Reilly. I think it'll be Nicholas Kuhn, Lewis Palmer, and I think it'll be Wiki Ogo through the middle. And I think James Forrest will see game time. I think he'll come on at some point. For either Kuhn or Palmer. And I think Awata will replace Callum McGregor at some point in the game as well.
It shows you as well, JP, how good these guys are at the middle three, because Bernardo still, in my opinion...
Yeah, no, 100%.
I would pay the money for him because I've seen enough of him now to say that he can come in. When he was first here, off the bench, he wasn't really making impacts. But now you can see he looks more comfortable. And like I say, mate, I know people talk about the money side, right? But if Celtic think it's right, then they'll do it. But it's not a gamble. He's been here, he's settled in, he knows the players, he knows the culture, he knows what it means to be here. He knows what it means to play in Europe here. So it's in my opinion, mate, in terms of the Bernardo things, I know brainer, mate. I don't know how you feel, but for me, it's it says, mate, it's not a gamble. You've seen him for this season. He's he's only a young guy. I think he's maybe 2021. He's still got a lot of potential. Like it says, he's a good pedigree coming from Benfica. So for me, mate, I think he's, as soon as the season is finished, or even before it, get it wrapped up, because you know if you win the league, you know let's be fair, JPC, if we sign, just say we go and spend, I don't know, just say we go and spend 25 million in the summer, right? Just say we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's no money out of pocket. It's money we've gained, so we've not actually spent money. So again, the clubs, as much as we might criticise models or whatever, it's still good business doing that, because if you pay £6 million, it's still £6 million that the club's paying out. So for me, mate, Bernardo, I think it's going to be one that I'll be disappointed if we don't get it wrapped up, because I think it would be a good signing, mate, longer term.
100%, mate. I'm totally in agreement with you. I think Bernardo would be a fantastic shout, and I would pay the money for him, because you've done the try before you buy, and you know what you're getting with him. And he fits in well with the team. I think all the boys got on with him, and he's well liked. When he scores the goals, you see everybody jumping over him. But saying that, they do that with everybody else that scores goals as well. So pretty sure if Big Liam Scales scores on Sunday, mate, I'll be jumping over you right enough. So it'll not be
Stephen. I think he's Stephen. That on your question, there, mate. I think I don't know what JP thinks.
Different player.
I don't know what. For me, Stephen, I actually think he's a slightly different, but he's maybe no at this stage he's the same quality, but he's definitely an easy.
He's got the finesse. He's definitely got the finesse that Matt O'Reilly's got.
I don't know if he's an identical replacement, but I'd definitely say he could fit in there and play there. And you were still missing Matt O'Reilly, and he might miss some of his goals, but it would fill the void, if that makes sense. It might not be wow, it's Matt O'Reilly back, and you know what I mean? It's a different player, but I do think if him or Hatate or whoever, if one of the bigger players do go, they'll need to replace him. As much as Bernardo's here, I think you've got to replace quality with quality. We might have done it this season, and I think we will need to do it in the summer.
100%, mate.
If that's the case that they do go.
Yeah, I think it's natural, Ryan, isn't it? Because obviously Matt O'Reilly's going to... Matt O'Reilly's probably likely going to move on. And by the way, I'm not his agent or anything, so I'm not trying to move him. Don't know if you spoke to your mate Mendes or anything like that, and he's on board with any of the boys.
He's not texted back since I said Jota was coming back, and he said the business, so he's not spoken to me since. So I don't know if I've done that relationship now, mate. But listen, mate, I'll
wouldn't mind getting a wee man back for a season or so.
Listen, me Mendes knows about the half 10 show, so I'm sure he'll be back soon eventually.
I think Mendes has been on the show with Tills, that's a different conversation, though. Listen, I want to say thanks to Ryan himself for joining me this fine Friday evening. I want to say thank you to everybody else that's tuned in the comments. Listen, hope everybody has a lovely weekend, and we'll be back on Monday with more of the good stuff, and hopefully we're smiling. Hopefully it's a good weekend, and we might even get a wee Daniel Boone beautiful Sunday did I hear right? Stephen Robinson's brought in his mother-in-law because I think she's a big high type psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was tripping, mate. I was reading that this morning, and I'm like, his mother-in-law, and then I clicked into the story, and thanks very much, Stephen.
Cheers, Stephen.
And then I clicked into the story, and it turns out she's mother-in-law. So she's a high-profile mental psychologist.
What is it before this game on Sunday?
Aye, because they think that they've got close near Rangers before, right? And they think that there's something there. So they've got this woman in to talk to them about how they feel, and relax them, and get them in. I'll send it to you once we come off. I'll send it to you. But no, I was wow. And Stephen Robinson's like, no, it's not something you would ever have seen back in my day, but it's definitely, definitely coming into the game now. Because I think Roger spoke about it today as well. Do you know?
I've
things happening in the background and stuff.
I've still watched the press.
Well, you don't need to watch it all because I've gave us 2 clips a night out it. So
No, I actually heard,
but,
the only 2 bits I heard about the press conference was they 2. I heard it on Twitter. I've still to watch it all.
I'm not a copycat. They copied it
Aye.
off me, if anybody's want to know. But it's all good. But aye, everybody take care. Stay safe.
Take care.
Enjoy your lovely weekend. I hope the weather's nice for everyone. I hope you all enjoy whatever you're deciding to do. Myself, Ryan, we'll be back Monday evening for more chat on our beloved Celtic. As by that time, it'll be, well, we'll have 5 games left, but for everybody else, it'll be 4 games in the league left. But we've got 5 because I'm counting the cup final as well, Ryan. That's something to look forward to.
Yep.
The only thing that's gutting about that day now is Glenn Michael's cavalcade isn't on in the mornings anywhere for it, mate. So you can't even get built up. But who knows? I might even have a ticket and I might be able to go and Grace Hamden with my presence. Every time I go there, we don't lose. So, saying that, I might need to watch what I'm doing. I'm not wanting him to jump in my ankle next time I get back. I'll need to sit in the invalidity section.
You'll need to walk into the post office and go, oh, look, I've got my DLA.
Take my Allen in with me. Of course, I'm disabled. Look at him.
Aye. Oh, brilliant.
No, think them ready to flash a wee red light above their faces. Think them need to raise their memory. I think me and him or something. Men in Black. Here comes the X-Men.
Brilliant, man.
But take care, everybody.
Yep, hail,
enjoy
hail.
yourself.
Take care.
Hail, hail. Bye-bye.